Let me show you just how absolutely good these Fiskars cutters are. So I got the bigger L version. And this is the model number L38. Of course they have smaller ones and maybe even bigger ones. And this is what they look up close. So as you can see, they're actually pretty decent quality. And yeah. And this is what they look on the other side. And the handles also a pair of actually very decent quality. So you got these holes at the top here as well. So, and this is the overall size of these cutters. So they're not small tool actually, but they're actually fairly long, as you can see, and you can actually reach quite far with them. So if you need to cut the distance, you can reach actually quite far with them. Also, just by touching these, they appear to be made from very decent material as well. And I guess they're not that really heavy as well. And yeah, overall the build quality feels absolutely great, and you really don't have to basically worry about damaging these cutters in any way, because the handles are built yeah, extremely good, just as you would expect from Fiskars really. By the way, I am 6'1" or 187 centimeters, so you can just imagine how large they actually are in reality. Maybe if you're smaller than me, they would be absolutely huge for you. And also cutting with these is extremely easy. So small stuff like this, 1 centimeter, I can really maybe even cut with literally 1 or 2 fingers. So if we try actually like larger stuff, again, you can see it's like absolutely no problems at all. Maybe 2 centimeters thick, and again I think you can maybe cut it with basically holding like with just 4 fingers like this, and without any effort at all basically. And yeah, I really like this, as I can cut up quite a lot of material extremely fast, and there's basically pretty much zero effort whatsoever to cut a material like this, so it simply glides through it extremely easily. So really even a kid can use these to cut up a really thick material. Okay then, and also let's try something extremely thick. As you can see, this is maybe those 4 centimeters that they say it can cut in specs. However, I think it can actually cut even wider stuff basically. I think as long as it basically fits inside its jaws, it can cut it. So yeah, as long as it fits inside here, it can cut it. Okay, let me try to cut this big boy basically. So, and see how it goes. I think it shouldn't give any problems whatsoever. Really, there was pretty much zero effort to cut this large. By the way, this trigger I'm cutting is a fairly soft material, but still you can see just how insanely powerful the jaws of this is. So this is a size, so I think I can even cut even bigger material as well. So let's try. So this, I think this is the maximum it can fit inside here. Let's see if this can cut it. I haven't attempted to cut this large, but still pretty much with zero effort. So, and you can just see how insanely thick this is, and you really need probably saw to cut this. As you see, compared to my finger, this is more like, this is actually more than the 4 centimeters as I claim, and it can cut this like literally in half a second with pretty much zero effort really. Okay, let's try to cut this saw over here. As you can see, I can barely like wrap around my fingers around it. It's that huge, and I don't think it even fits inside it. Let's try to cut it anyway and see. Okay, so I got a problem as it's actually bigger than these can handle, and it keeps slipping out. Okay, so I used a clamp basically to clamp it down so it doesn't move anywhere. And let's try again. Okay, so as you saw, piece of cake. So it's absolutely massive. So I think I needed to put in a bit more effort this time. However, still it was doable. And just look at the insane size of this. Okay, let's try once more. As you see, it's so huge, it doesn't even fit in properly. So I maybe need to do this 2 times to get it. But once it gets going, as you can see, yeah, absolutely massive. So overall, yeah, I really think these cutters are absolutely amazing, and yeah, you don't really even need saw for such a large stock. That's absolutely amazing. By the way, again, in the specs, it's not rated for the size, I think, but as you can see, it can easily cut it. And also, it's extremely sharp as this, so it's actually be sharpened pretty decently. And again, the overall build quality feels actually very good. When I'm cutting even this huge stock, it doesn't feel like wobbly or like jerky or anything. It just feels extremely solid. So overall, super impressed with this tool actually. Great job, Fiskars. This really easily will be one of my favorite tools to use in the garden.